History is an essential aspect of our lives, as it helps us understand the world we live in and the events that have shaped it. Our past influences our present and shapes our future, making it essential that we have a strong grasp of historical events and the impact they had on society. From major wars and political revolutions to the development of new technologies and cultural movements, history has a significant impact on the way we live our lives today. The Industrial Revolution. This period, which began in Britain in the late 18th century, saw a transformation in the way goods were produced and people lived. Advances in technology, such as the steam engine and the spinning jenny, led to increased efficiency and the growth of factories. The Industrial Revolution also had a significant impact on society, as it led to the rise of the middle class, the growth of cities, and the development of new forms of transportation. The French Revolution. This event, which took place from 1789 to 1799, was a period of political and social upheaval in France. The French Revolution marked the end of the Bourbon monarchy and the beginning of a new era of democracy and nationalism. It also led to the adoption of the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen, which helped to lay the groundwork for human rights and civil liberties. The French Revolution had a lasting impact on the world, inspiring similar movements in other countries and serving as a symbol of hope and change for generations to come. First World War. This conflict, which lasted from 1914 to 1918, was one of the largest and deadliest wars in history. It involved the majority of the world's nations, including all of the great powers, and resulted in the deaths of millions of people. The First World War had a profound impact on the world, as it led to the fall of empires, the rise of new nations, and the establishment of the League of Nations. It also set the stage for the even more devastating World War II. The Russian Revolution. This event took place in 1917 and marked the end of the Russian monarchy and the beginning of the Soviet Union. The Russian Revolution was a pivotal moment in world history, as it marked the first successful communist revolution and established the first socialist state. The Soviet Union went on to become one of the two superpowers of the 20th century and had a profound impact on international relations and global politics. World War II. This conflict, which lasted from 1939 to 1945, was the deadliest and most widespread war in history. It involved the majority of the world's nations, including all of the great powers, and resulted in the deaths of over 60 million people. World War II had a profound impact on the world, as it led to the defeat of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan, the formation of the United Nations, and the beginning of the Cold War. It also resulted in the Holocaust, one of the darkest moments in human history, and the use of atomic weapons for the first time. The Civil Rights Movement. This movement, which took place in the United States during the mid-20th century, aimed to end racial discrimination and segregation. Through acts of civil disobedience and advocacy, leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. helped to bring about major changes in American society. The Civil Rights Movement resulted in the passage of important legislation, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which helped to end discrimination and ensure equal rights for all Americans. The collapse of the Soviet Union. This event, which took place in 1991, marked the end of the Soviet Union and the Cold War. The collapse of the Soviet Union had a profound impact on the world, as it marked the end of the era of bipolarity and the beginning of a new era of global politics. It also led to the rise of new nations, the spread of democracy, and the integration of the former Soviet republics into the international community. The September 11th attacks. This event, which took place in 2001, was a series of coordinated terrorist attacks against the United States. The attacks resulted in the deaths of over 3,000 people and had a profound impact on the world. They led to the initiation of the War on Terror, the invasion of Afghanistan, and the formation of the Department of Homeland Security. The September 11th attacks also had a lasting impact on global politics, as they led to increased international cooperation in the fight against terrorism and the reevaluation of security and surveillance measures around the world.